Hi there, I am Sarah Colas. Welcome to the Dressing Up podcast, where we talk about all things bridal, dresses, and general dressing up topics. I love to encourage women to dress up while expressing their personal style with confidence on how to do so. Visit sarahcolas.com to book a bridal alterations fitting or even inquire about designing the custom couture bridal gown of your dreams. I'm so excited to talk to you about this next topic. Let's get started. Hello, everyone. So today's topic was given to me by a Dressing Up podcast listener. So the question is, what do we do with our wedding dresses after the wedding? Well, there are lots of different options, and I can talk quite a bit about this topic. So we're going to go ahead and film a whole episode about it. So the safest option post-wedding is to just keep your dress. Have it cleaned and keep it. Cleaning it, number one, I would highly recommend it no matter what you do with your dress, a month, 6 months, years after your wedding, you're never going to regret having your dress cleaned. I'll talk about that more in a second, but the first thing that often comes to people's minds if you're not wanting to keep your dress is to try and sell your dress. I totally understand where you're coming from. You spent a lot of money, thousands of dollars on this dress, and you want to be able to get some of your money back on it. I'm going to start off by saying that is a very difficult thing to do. There are very few brides out there that are interested in purchasing a secondhand wedding dress. I always say if wedding dresses were black, there would be much more of a market for it. But with white wedding dresses, you get stains. Even with going through a cleaning program, there still might be stains that might not be able to come out, and there's tears and rips and things like that. So if your dress is in good enough condition to be worn again, trying to sell your gown is a big project. I wouldn't get your hopes up, but I'll give you some suggestions. There are websites online such as Still White. There are probably others too, but you can post about your wedding dress up on there, and there will be future brides that are browsing and looking for a gown, and they could buy from you. Make sure when you are listing your dress online or telling somebody about it, that you're trying to sell it, make sure you list the original size and the fact that it was altered. And if you can, list the alterations that were done, like that the waist was taken in and made smaller. It started as a size 10, but it might be smaller than that now, or it is smaller than that. And then also your height and the height of the shoes that you wore, so that brides can get an idea of how long it will be on them. I have very rarely had brides come in that have purchased a secondhand wedding dress. And when I have seen it, I've seen them come from Facebook somehow. Facebook Marketplace, or just a posting on Facebook. So I would try that if you're trying to sell it. And again, list all of those things so it's very clear the condition that the dress is in and the sizing of it. And this is a very hard thing to do because the pool of brides looking for a secondhand wedding dress is very, very small. I know your dress was amazing. I know it was gorgeous. I know it's exactly what you wanted. But if you can think back to when you first got engaged, were you interested in wearing a secondhand wedding dress? And chances are probably not. So as you can imagine, there's not many other brides out there that would be willing to purchase a gown for even a fraction of what you paid for it. So for example, if your gown cost you $5,000, I highly doubt there is a bride out there that wants to pay for a pre-worn dress for even over $1,000. It would be a very small pool of people. So again, it's something difficult to do, but you can always try. It doesn't hurt to try. Another option, if you're not planning on keeping your dress, would be to donate it. And I'm going to give you some suggestions on where to do that at. Donating it for our Michigan brides, or brides that are willing to ship their dress off to the Brides Project in Ann Arbor. It's a great little bridal shop. What's nice about it is that your dollars from your sold wedding dresses are being donated to families fighting cancer. So it's for a great cause. And I do think they require that you have your gown cleaned before you donate it. So either do that, or I do think they have a decently large fee if your dress is not cleaned, and they will have it cleaned for you before they put it on their racks. So that's an option. And that would go to future brides looking for a nice wedding gown. If you are a current bride and haven't purchased your wedding dress yet, this is a great place to look. I do think they have some good deals, and they have lots of options from all over the country, really. Another place to donate would be the Angel Gown Program. It's through the NICU. It's where they would take your dress and make it into a little baby gown for families that have unfortunately lost their baby. So it is for a very good cause. I did look it up right now, and it looks like they have a sort of waiting list for donations for your wedding dress. So if you're really looking to do that, great option, but just make sure you're checking online before you go and donate your dress. This is also a great option if you have a really old wedding dress, like your grandma's, your mother's, or some other wedding dress in your family that you don't want to hold on to anymore. Something like this could be a good option. Of course, worst case scenario, if you really just don't want to deal with your gown or some other loved one's gown that you're holding on to, and you just want to get rid of it, sure, go ahead. Salvation Army, Goodwill, all those types of places, they will take them, but we don't really know what's happening to your dress after that. You can also ask a vintage shop, but again, these types of shops, they're really not looking to pay you for the donated gown. They will accept your gown in most cases, but they're not all that interested in paying you for them because they don't make much money themselves off of them. So I would also highly consider, I haven't seen this done much, but I really wish it was done more often. If you have a friend getting married soon, ask them if they would be interested in wearing your dress, or a distant friend, or your parents' friend's kid is getting married. Let's get these dresses back into circulation and get them worn a couple times. I do believe that actually happened with my grandmother's wedding dress. It was reworn by one of her friends once or twice, but these dresses are often worn one time, so it would be really nice to get another use out of it, especially to one of your friends. And while I'm on that topic, I'm sure you have so many things from when you got married, or you're collecting them now as you're engaged, that say bride on them, like bags and flip-flops and cute little cosmetic bags and sweatshirts and t-shirts. I highly recommend, after your wedding is all said and done, after the honeymoon, gather up all those things that say bride on them and just hold on to them until one of your friends gets engaged, because I think that those kind of just tend to go down a black hole and they could be reworn again by someone else. So it also makes good additions to like cute little engagement gifts or bachelorette party gifts. So just keep them flowing around the friend circles would be great. If you are planning on keeping your dress to some capacity, and if you're not, I mean, again, let's talk about the cleaning. So I sell these preservation kits through the Wedding Gown Preservation Company. Highly recommend, not just because I sell them, but they truly are a good product. It is the cheapest route I have found that I feel comfortable recommending. And you can purchase them at your first fitting, or you can head to our website and you can also purchase it online. But what it is essentially, I know this is confusing. Like, what the heck is this thing that you're talking about? It's this box that you would assemble at home. So I don't need to do it myself. You can do it yourself. You assemble the box and then throw your dress into the box after the wedding. And then you fill out the order form, note any particular stains that you know of on the dress, and then drop it off with UPS. It is a prepaid shipping label, so it's an all-inclusive price. And then it will ship to the Wedding Gown Preservation Company site where they are cleaning the dresses, and they will clean your dress very nicely. I have seen it done time and time again. They are very reliable. And then they will box your dress up very nicely with that clear sheet on top so you can see your dress. They'll box it up nice and then ship it right back to your doorstep. So it's super easy. It's very affordable. I highly recommend it. And then from there, you can decide what you want to do. So you can just take that box and stick it under your bed, is what I always say. Try to avoid humid basement or exposure to direct sunlight. And then you can just save it for any potential daughters that you might have in the future, any potential granddaughters. So it's actually very rare that you actually do want to incorporate your mom's or grandmother's wedding dress into your big day. It has happened, rare, but it has happened where the bride wears mom's dress and we can change it up. We can change the fit. We can change the length if that's possible, and do all the things so she can wear it on her big day. But I'm sure you've seen the trend going around lately where the bride is wearing mom's dress for the bridal shower, the rehearsal dinner, a late night dress, bachelorette party. And I love those projects. Those ones are my favorite. So what happens is, for your first wedding dress fitting, you bring your wedding dress, but then you also bring mom's wedding dress. Try that on. We shorten it, we change the neckline, change the fit, and it looks fabulous. And you wear that to one of your other wedding events. And it's a great way to incorporate mom's gown without wearing it for your actual wedding dress. So if there's that small chance of hope in you, then I would hold on to that dress for that reason. If you are not going to be cleaning your dress though, it's hard because I highly recommend the cleaning. But if you're going to hang it up in your closet for 30 plus years, just don't keep it in plastic, okay? And don't expose it to direct sunlight, high humidity. You can get a muslin garment bag. That material is much better than the non-woven garment bags that your bridal shop gave you for long-term storage. But again, I've seen terrible things happen to dresses that are not properly stored. Actually, just today I had a bride in whose mom was saying that her dress got eaten by mice. She has a bunch of little holes in her wedding dress now because she left it in the attic, didn't have it clean, so it was just hanging there in the original garment bag, and mice got to it, unfortunately. I've also seen dresses you're cleaning out, your great aunt or grandma's house, and all of a sudden you come across a garbage bag that you think God didn't throw out before looking in it, and there's a wedding dress in there. So do not store your wedding dress in a trash bag, please. You could also rewear it yourself, have it cleaned or not, and then you can bring it back to me or another seamstress and have it shortened for you to wear on your anniversary or a party with friends. I don't know, come up with something, but we could do that. We could also turn your dress into other items. I have done tree skirts before where I take the dress and I cut the train up and I make a nice little holiday Christmas tree skirt for you that you can bring out every single year and remember your wedding dress. Better than just sitting in the box and for, however long. Can also turn it into other things. I've done lots of Christmas ornaments. It was actually kind of fun. My sister's boyfriend's mother's had the grandmother's wedding dress, or a part of it. The dress had been chopped up. I'm not sure for what reason before, but there was just the bodice of the dress, gorgeous gown of, I don't know, what was it, from the 40s or 50s maybe, and they didn't know what to do with it. So I said, well, I think they had come up with this idea, but I suggested these heart ornaments that I ended up making out of it, and she passed them out at Christmas time to all of her children. So that was kind of nice that now this dress is getting cut up into multiple different pieces to be shared amongst the whole family. How amazing is that? Also, a note on that with the Christmas ornaments. I do create those even before your wedding. So if when I'm doing your alterations, there's enough distance on that hem that I chop off the bottom of your dress, we can make a Christmas ornament and just have it ready to go for the next holiday season for you. So ask me about that at your first wedding dress fitting, and I can add that in for you. There's also lots of other things you can, of course, turn your dress into. Another way to get ideas or even just go through them is a company called unboxthedress.com. And what they do is they have all these seamstresses that will take old wedding dresses and turn them into other items. For example, maybe before your wedding, if you're not married yet, you can take your mom's dress and turn it into a getting ready robe for yourself. So a way to kind of wear a mom's dress on your wedding day without it being the dress. I think those look so cute. They also do Christmas ornaments like myself. They do christening gowns. I do not do christening gowns. So if you're interested in that, look up this company. You know what I've also done is taken little pieces of mom or grandma's dress, and we take some of that lace and then sew that onto a purse that you buy from Amazon or somewhere, where we can attach a piece to one of your bridal accessories. Also, at a minimum though, taking mom's dress or grandma's dress, taking a piece in a heart shape, sewing it to your wedding dress on the underside. Always really nice to carry a piece with you down the aisle. I'm on Unbox the Dress again. So a ring bearer pillow, all sorts of baby items, Christmas stocking, adorable stuff. So if you don't want to necessarily just keep your dress in a box for the rest of its life, there are plenty of options to chop up that dress into other uses that you can use for the rest of your life, which is really nice. But either way, I would just highly put some thought into this, into what you want to do with your dress after the wedding. Of course, you don't have to decide right away, but don't wait 5 years and then try to sell it, because you're going to hate hearing this, but your dress may or may not still be in style. It might be out of style by then, and you're less likely going to be able to sell it. But if you're hesitant at all and you're like, I don't know what I want to do, I don't know if I want to keep my dress, I don't know if I want to chop it up into something else, just have it cleaned and stick it under your bed and just wait, because you'll never regret just waiting a little bit and making a nice, safe, well thought out decision. All right, so if you have any questions on this, let me know. I can always give you ideas when you come for your wedding dress fittings. If you are engaged and coming to me for your alterations, you can bring mom's dress or grandma's dress along if you want to use a little piece and incorporate that into your wedding dress. Oh, I've also done things where we take maybe the lace from mom's hem and incorporate that into your veil. Oh, there are so many options. But I just wanted to kind of get your brain thinking about what you can do with your wedding dress after the big day. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode has allowed you to approach the world with greater confidence in your own personal style. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out through email or the inquiry form on the website. I hope you are all ready to go and get dressed up. I look forward to sharing more dressing up tips with you in future episodes. Thanks so much.